Hey everyone, Mr. Devil here, Kenny Danico, three-time Stanley Cup champion of the New Jersey Devils, and you're listening to the Uncle Puckers New Jersey Devils podcast. Let's go Devils!
What is up, everybody? It's Tim and Chris from the Uncle Puckers here with you. As I'm in my kitchen, Tim is on location, apparently someplace really nice, and he's got his sunglasses on. He's all ready.
I'm at my parents' house, or now currently my stepmother's house. It's pretty nice. They live in Annapolis, Maryland, on the water. So there's my neighbor's little boat back there. Kyle Ripken lives right over there. So it's pretty nice to come down here.
Cal.
Yeah, he does not like visitors. Nor does he like when I took my dog for a walk. He did not like it when my dog pooped near his fence. And he has a very serious fence.
So he was annoyed about that. Mr. Iron Man gets annoyed that a dog poops on his yard.
Yeah, what a pussy, right?
Hello, Stephen Engel. How are you? Welcome. You're joining us. Oh, Tim, we're live, by the way. I just thought.
Yeah, no, I saw that.
Oh, you get the notification?
Well, no, I see it says live in the top left corner of your.
Oh, yes, it does. It does. Yeah. And can you see how many people are watching?
No, I don't have the YouTube open. I don't want to tempt fate with my computer since it's from like 1962.
Yeah.
It's like fucking Benedict Cumberbatch invented my computer.
It's the size of your whole garage, that kind of thing.
Yeah, basically. It's like, my dad and a bunch of other people. So my dad, he did pretty well for himself. He was in the room at Berkeley when in 1966. When the first computer talked to another computer via phone line.
Really?
Yeah. So
that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So he worked for AT&T Bell Labs out at the shore and then Lucent Technologies. So
very cool. Stephen Engel just wrote, I've been watching the last few episodes. You are my people. A dead parent speaking movie lines. LOL. That's us. That's it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Dude.
That's us. Yeah.
So,
I'm in my dead parents' house right now. So
nice.
I wanted to go through his gun collection, but my stepmother sold it to a gun collector. No, not to Cal Ripken. No.
Shooting dogs that shit on his lawn now. You know, I have never fired a gun in my life.
Really?
Never fired one. Always wanted to go to a range, but I've just never fired one.
It's fun. I grew up with guns. My dad was a very, very hardcore conservative gun guy. He was in Vietnam. Like, he loved them. Made me go hunting when I was 12. I shot a deer when I was like 13. Cried.
Did he make you Did he make you eat its heart?
No.
That would have been awesome.
What are you talking about? Like, I'm not like on the reservation. Like we're
I thought that's what guys did when they go hunting with their kids. I think that I always thought that like the first kill and then you had to cut its heart out and take a bite out of it. And like that's what I would have done. Shit.
No.
I've never been hunting.
I didn't like what I did. I kind of, did not enjoy that one bit, but we had some pretty cool. He had some pretty cool kind of artifacts. He's more of a collector than anything. He did send me an email when Obama got elected. He was like, "Hey, I'm putting together this illegal assault rifle. Can you help me get parts since I'm not allowed to buy it all at once?" I was like, "Dad, are you fucking retarded? Like you're sending me that in an email? Like, stop it."
I have to say, my whole family was probably over the moon excited when Obama was elected. We don't have staunch conservatives in my house, I have to say.
I broke with the family pretty hard on that one.
Yeah, it happens. But here's the thing, like I have no issues with conservatism at all. Like I'm very fiscally conservative. I'm very socially progressive. But as far as like, what we should do with our money as a country and where it should go, I'm extremely conservative when it comes to that. Conservatism is not MAGA. So there's a huge difference. Yeah, like there's a huge difference there. You can be conservative and not be MAGA and, vice versa. So like when people say like now I think conservatives have a bad rap because everybody just thinks if you're a conservative, you're MAGA. And it's not at all the case.
Yeah. And my dad put it to me. He was like, he was very anti-democrat, but like kind of I don't know why, but like he's like, I just pinch my nose and point my head at the sky and vote for Trump. And I was like, you're not fucking voting for Trump. Like, I'm sorry. Like, he's not a conservative. He's not a Republican. He is a different breed. It's not. He's just a criminal and a grifter. Like, do
Right.
not. So we don't need to go down that path because we could talk about that for like 5 hours. But
Well, I mean, it's funny that you brought it up because Steven Engel's asking where in Jersey we are. I am actually on the Jersey Shore in extremely conservative Tom's River. That's where I am. And Tim is in Maryland right now, and he lives out in Maryland. But you used to live in Jersey, right? You're out in Cranberry.
I grew up in Cranberry. Went to high school at Lawrenceville boarding school. Spent my formative years driving to Hoagie Haven stoned before the 1 a.m. cutoff in Princeton. My dad went to Princeton, so I spent a lot of time there. My mom was from Princeton, so
Nice.
So Central Jersey is kind of my breeding ground. When I was a kid growing up playing hockey, I played a shit ton at Baker Rink in Princeton, New Jersey. Well, Chris, I don't know if you've ever been there, but I highly recommend going to Princeton University hockey game. Baker Rink is one of the coolest old historic hockey rinks you could go to. It is it's so cool. It's so cool. And you might see my 1991 Pee Wee hockey team picture on the wall.
I will look for it.
I think they cycle those people out. But after Princeton, I started to get pretty good. So that's when my option were to stay there or to go play AA, AAA, which was either the Little Flyers or the Little Devils. So it was about an hour and a half each way from Princeton, and the Little Flyers at the time, it's actually Junior Flyers, not the Little Flyers, were the better team at the time. So I started going out to Junior Flyers, and I actually have a Quebec Pee Wee hockey tournament card with a Flyers logo on my jersey. It's pretty horrifying.
You were little. You didn't know any better. Steven's from Howell area. I have all my wife's whole family. They all live out in Howell, so we go out there quite a bit. So I'm very familiar with the area. Howell's nice. That's a nice area. Freehold Township. It's very nice up there.
My stepmother is taking a picture of me podcasting on her porch. Do you want to come say hi, Laura? Come here.
Come on, Laura. Come say hi.
Laura, come say hi. Come on. Come over here. Come say hi. Come say hi. Come say hi. Come on. Well, yes, do your makeup. That's Chris. Say hi.
Hello. How are you? Nice to meet you.
She can't hear you because of my headphones.
Oh, yeah, she can't hear. Just tell her it's nice to meet her. She has a very beautiful yard.
Nice to meet you. It says nice to meet you.
But yeah, that's very cool. Very cool. So, all right, so let's talk a little hockey. There's tons of rumors and trade speculation and all kinds of shit going around. And we were talking a little bit about it before we turned on the microphone. So is this Dallas, Jason Roberts, Robo bullshit? Is this true? I mean, that they're looking to possibly move him? Because I saw that today too, and I would just kind of flick past it like this is bullshit. They're never moving Robertson. But
the biggest problem with the amount of time that passes from the conference finals ending to the Stanley Cup finals
people have nothing better to do
is shit like this happens. Like, look, if they move Jason Robertson, they're fucking crazy. Like what are you talking about? But if he's available, like we should be all over him. Dallas, of all the teams, and I went through Puckpedia the other day, just kind of a cursory glance at every single team, because when you start talking about who you maybe want at their trade availability, or maybe someone you can swindle out of something, or if people need to unload a player for cap reasons, like you kind of got to know and understand where they are from a cap perspective. Mm-hmm. Dallas of all the teams, it's kind of fucked. They have 8 forwards under contract for next year, including Robo. They have a ton of RFAs, ton of UFAs. They have Duchesne, Ben, a couple others. They have 8 forwards, I think 5 D, and both their goalies. The goaltending is like the only thing that they have stable. Their coach is on the hot seat, apparently, DeBoer. Dallas just seems like an absolute mess. They went for it all this year. And this is kind of what happens. But they have They have Robertson, Marchment, Rantanen, Wyatt Johnson, Granlund's also a free agent.
But those guys you just mentioned, Rantanen, Robertson, Wyatt John, they're all under contract, right?
They're all under contract. So these are the guys that are under contract. Rantanen's under contract. Robertson's under contract. Marchment's under contract. Wyatt Johnson. There are a couple others. Who's the other Finnish guy that was on the Rupe Hands. So they have like 8 forwards under contract. So, and they only have, from what Puckpedia says, $4.9 million in total cap space. So even to like fill out a roster, like if they were to offer like 7 like vet minimum, or entry level contracts, they'd still be over the cap.
Okay.
Like it's wild. So that's where this Robertson stuff's coming from. So
because when you say it that way, Tim, I don't mean to interrupt real quick, but you're saying that they have 8 forwards under contract with less than $5 million of available cap space. You don't have a team. You don't have enough money to put a team out there. You have to either, I don't know. You have to move some of these guys unless you can renegotiate contracts. But I don't know how that works in the NHL. I know, like in the
NFL,
they do it. Yeah,
they restructure all the time, but they don't. I don't think that's allowed in the NHL.
Yeah, I don't think
it should be though. I feel like that would.
If the player is okay with it, the agent's okay with it, and the team's okay with it. If you're paying me, let's say $10 million a year for the next 3 years, and you can somehow, all right, I'll take, I'm still going to get my money. Doesn't matter, but maybe you can take half of that and throw it into another 3 years of dead cap. Even though I might not be on the team for 3 years, you pay for me. That's how they do it with the NFL. I'm not sure if that's something that the NHL does. I've never heard of them doing that kind of thing, but it kind of sounds like they're completely screwed then, because maybe that's why you have to maybe move 1 or 2 of these guys.
Yeah, and he's a $7 million deal. The other guy that actually I think might be more realistic is Marchment, who makes 4.5. I think Alex Shaughnessy wrote an article about him. Alex is a good writer. I like his shit. Like, he writes on Substack. Mason Marchment, I think, would be kind of that ideal middle six, big, fast, strong, mean.
Is he a center?
He's a winger.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he plays center at all. Yeah, that 3C is, I don't know. Marchment would be a guy to put next to Jack and Brad. And he's also a righty. He's the guy that clipped Zach Hyman and who broke his wrist.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you.
But I think, 25-ish goals type of guy. Like, he's a guy we should really, really, really be considering. And I do not think it would be expensive. Like a pick type of.
That's what I was going to say, a draft pick. And you can pull a guy like that. I mean, I was seeing some stuff about Nemec to Buffalo for who the hell was it?
Alex Tuck.
It wasn't Tuck, but I wish it was.
Alex Tuck. I know. I see. Okay, I see the chat here. Steven Engel. Alex Tuck. Please. Lindy Ruff, you loved coaching Dawson Mercer and Dougie Hamilton. You loved it. It was your favorite thing in the world. Go tell your GM that those are your 2 favorite players of all time.
I'm starting to see a little bit more of what you had said a while ago, that with the Kovacevic injury, that Dougie Hamilton is most likely going to be sticking around. And again, I don't have a problem with Dougie Hamilton's performance on the ice. I like what he brings. My issue with Dougie Hamilton is, can he stay healthy? I mean, if he can stay healthy and get that shot back, then that's fine. Steven,
even if it's like, even his puck distribution, his ability to get the puck up, like, he actually does a pretty decent job eliminating guys along the boards. I know he doesn't throw big hits, and I know he doesn't play like his size, but and I see what Steven Engel's saying. Like, I think Hamilton gets a bad rap, and it depends on what you count on going into defense. And I think when he's at his peak playing, you kind of have to live with some of the issues with him defensively. The way I look at it with Hamilton is the puck on his stick, fantastic. Puck off his stick might be a bit of an adventure. Might be a little bit of action park.
Which is, I saw that shirt when you were sitting down. That is awesome.
I've had this shirt for 30 years. It's a collar fucked up.
But when it comes to Hamilton, like I would rather him go because he does. Right, he,
I get it.
When you have Hamilton, like when he was healthy this year, like I don't even know if he was at all healthy this year. Because if he was healthy this year, then his shot.
He was. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Where'd the shot go? That's the thing. Like, was he still recovering from the torn pec and all that? Because he didn't have that bomb that you're willing to live with all, like you said, the warts on defense when the guy is rocketing bombs from the blue line, scoring goals on the power play, all the things that he can do offensively. But if that's not there, then you have nothing. You have nothing but a liability.
So Dougie was a month after he got hurt, was still sitting 15th in scoring for defensemen. And a lot of that was assists, and a lot of those assists were on the power play. So what happened with Dougie was Jeremy Colleton came in running the new power play, right? And it de-emphasized his shot from the point, which was kind of one of his assets, so to speak. And a lot of those assists were secondary assists because his power play emphasized the triangle 3-on-2 game down low. Right. So a lot of Dougie's goals that came on the power play became Stefan Nason's goals in front of the net. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of what went on with Dougie's shot, but he still was racking up points. He still had 0.6 points per game before he went down. But to your point, if he can't stay healthy, like that's a problem. Like we can't rely on him at this point to be a number one defenseman because we have a guy in Simon Nemec who is ready and needs the time to settle into that. And I've started to kind of resign myself to the fact that next year might be another transition year. We don't have enough cap space to move on from people. Like, I don't have any faith in Fitzgerald to be able to get rid of Palat, to get rid of Holla.
I don't think Palat's going anywhere.
We're going to sign Luke long term, and we're going to sign Glass, and then Fitz is going to be like, we're going to run it back, and that's that. And I'm fucking like, I think that's what's going to happen. I really do think that's what's going to happen. And I'm pissed about it, but you need to look longer term as well because we're still going to be a very good to great team 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years from now. Like Jack's only 23, Nico's only 26, Brad's birthday is today, to be honest. So
happy birthday, Jesper!
Yay!
It's the Jesper Brat birthday show. Out of the four guys that we talk about a lot about possibly getting out, right? It's Palat, it's Holla, it's Hamilton, it's Mercer. I think Palat and Hamilton are going to be on this team next year. I do not think Holla and Mercer are.
That's honestly, the more I look at it, the more the way I kind of like someone put out an article that almost sounded like it was written by like Tom Fitzgerald's PR team about Palat and like the veteran presence that he has and what he brings to the table from mentorship. The other thing
all the guys talk about him as going to him and being the daddy on the team, that kind of, I get all that.
Yeah. And I think we might have read the same fucking thing. It was like, I think it was like someone's trade target article.
But, like Engel writes here, it says here, like Gritsuk and Hamanaho, I really hope they make this team. I mean, I know that the Russian kid will. Him, and then
you need to send someone to text your pronunciation guide, or
yeah, I think I need to. Maybe they should put his name on the back of the jersey and then the phonetic spelling underneath, so then I can always do it. But who doesn't ever mess up the names is Bill Spalding, who I think was extremely. I just think he got screwed. Like that's not right. That announcing thing.
That awful announcer article. Okay, so let's talk about this because I saw a shitload of discourse on this on Twitter, and like what the fuck? Like home announcers are supposed to be home announcers. They're supposed to be homers. That's why every single color guy is basically a guy that played for the team.
Exactly.
Ours may have mashed potatoes for brands, but if you disrespect Ken Danico, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Like, he may be like, oh boy, every time Luke Hughes skates through the crease with a puck, but I do not give a fuck because it makes me laugh.
And what were we?
Sal made
20 what?
20,
What were we?
I think 28th out of 31 teams. That's mean.
Okay,
Like,
so
Bill's great. Like, are you kidding?
so 31 were the Nashville Predators. That's Willie Downick and Chris Mason. Now, we watch a lot of hockey.
Yeah.
And I have said on this show many times, like, I love ESPN Plus because I love to go on, whatever game I pick, and it gives you the choice, right? Do I want to watch Nashville? If it's Nashville, Colorado, Nashville's whatchamacallit feed or Colorado's feed. I try and watch as many different ones as possible because I like to listen to other announcers. There is no way that Spalding and Danico are worse than 3/4 of the rest of the league plus. Like, so Nashville Predators were Willie Downick and Chris Mason. I don't know much about them. I know I've heard them.
Chris Mason was their goalie. Like I said, like, it's always a former player that played for the team.
Here you go, right? Pittsburgh Penguins, Josh Getzoff, Colby Armstrong, also Mike Rupp and Phil Bork. So they're the ones that do the analysis. So they were what, 30? So then we got
and you know what? Sal and Rachel were included in that too. And Rachel got kind of a raw deal because everybody loved Erica.
Yeah.
We all loved Erica. Like, but Rachel's like finding her footing. Like, come on, like let's take it down a notch on this girl.
The other thing about Rachel that I like, she's a hockey player.
Yeah.
Like
she's better than all these fucking assholes making fun of her.
Yeah. And I disagree. I disagree with Steven on that. I think Erica's hotter. Erica is a beautiful woman. Rachel, to me, kind of just looks like a little kid a little bit. But I like that Rachel plays. I like that she's good. I love that they do her and Danico do those
when they're on the ice together.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I love that.
Is awesome.
I love that.
Colorado
and Sal fumbles over his kind of analytical reviews, but he knows what the fuck he's talking about.
I wish he was smoother. I do. He does fumble through it. 29 was Colorado, Mark Moser and Mark Rycroft. I don't know those guys.
I don't know.
And then 28, the New Jersey Devils, Bill Spalding, Ken Danico, also Bryce Salvador, Rachel Herzog on analysis. Most common grade was a C. The percentage of A, B, and C grades were 77.3. And what it says here, I'll just read it real quick. The Devils broadcasters drew mostly middle-of-the-road grades. That included 95 Cs, 81 Bs out of 277 total votes. They also received 38 As and only 24 Fs. Previously, Danico and Steve Cangelosi, who I absolutely hated, could not listen to Steve Cangelosi.
It's like nails on a chalkboard.
I wished that during one fucking broadcast, his other nut would drop and he would sound like a man. That's all I ever wished for. So, and then she writes, he says here, Devils, Steve Cangelosi, Danico and Cangelosi received a 1.75, which was 23rd in 2020, and they were 22nd in 2016. And it says in the comments, many commended Spalding. That included in underrated play-by-play man. These are all quotes. Quote, a fresh young voice, an excellent replacement for Cangelosi, really great, doing very well. Danico was more polarizing, drawing lines such as shines as Mr. Devil, but also terrible, trite, and hard to listen to, and always defends the Devils like he has a gun to his head, even if the dumbest thing possible happens. There's a lot of truth to that. Elsewhere,
yeah, there is, but like, fuck you. Like fuck everyone saying that. It's Ken fucking Danico. How dare you? He may, like I said, he may have mashed potatoes for brands. He may be like, oh boy, I didn't like that. So fucking what? That's the point.
And the best thing about Danico is I don't care that he fumbles through stuff. What I love most about him is just his raw excitement to see this team do good. Like they'll show clips of him. Like there's times like in a close game or a big game, he doesn't say shit. Like in big spots, like because he's just chomping on his fingernails, and he gets up, he cheers, he freaks out. Like whenever anything good happens, like he's wearing it on his sleeve. That's awesome. That's absolutely awesome. Then it says elsewhere, Salvador drew high praise of the games he worked that saw lines like one of the greatest analysis in explaining plays, but several criticized Herzog, with one calling her a huge downgrade from predecessor Erica Wachter. One respondent said her background as a former college player is an asset, though she brings a different perspective and she'll grow into the role. I believe that. She's her first season. She'll be fine.
Her first season.
And then we have 27, the Utah Hockey Club. Matt McConnell, Dominic Moore, also Nick Olchek. Are you related to Eddie Olchek? Because if you are, I hate you too. 26 is Columbus. Steve Mears and Jody Shelley. Jody Shelley also does some of the TNT or ESPN games, some of the national games. He's all right.
He's fine.
And then we get Minnesota Wild, Anthony LaPlano, Wes Walls, also Ryan Carter and Lou Nan. Don't really know those guys.
West
Carolina.
Wallace. West Wallace, yeah. But they all played for the teams. Like West Wallace played for Minnesota. Like they all played for
24, Carolina, Mike Maniscalco and Trip Tracy. I cannot handle listening to Trip Tracy.
He's the worst.
He's fucking terrible.
This guy, one of my favorite people to follow on Twitter, Tyler Blazinski, said that about Trip Tracy. He's like, he is the worst.
Yes.
Like you think fucking Valaket has daddy owns dealership energy. Trip Tracy's dad fucking absolutely owned the dealership.
23 is Anaheim, John Eilers and Brian Hayward. Not familiar with them. Let's see. Buffalo Sabres, Dan Dunleavy and Rob Ray. Rob Ray's fucking great.
Did you see when he got because he's in between the benches?
Yeah, when he got whacked.
He got whacked to the puck. He's like, oh fuck.
And then the next game he did the play from the upper tier. Yeah, he's wearing a helmet.
He's the best. Like, yeah, it's actually they should be higher.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see, 21 Winnipeg Jets. Dan Robertson, Kevin Sawyer.
Never heard of those guys in my life.
No. Vegas Golden Knights, Dave Goucher and Shane Knighty. Shane Knighty, of course, played.
Shane Knighty's good.
Let's see. Los Angeles Kings are 19. That's with Nick Nixon and Jim Fox. Don't really know them. There was a great story from the Colorado guys that I was listening to once. It was during a game, and one of the guys that does the I think the play-by-play dips. I mean, the guy that does the color dips, and he was spitting in the cup. And he froze up, and he put the cup down, and the play-by-play
keep telling the story. I'll be right back.
No problem. The play-by-play guy thought that it was water, and he picked it up, and he took a swig of the color guy's spit juice, and almost threw up, which was really funny. Number 18 is the Florida Panthers. Steve Golston, Randy Mahler. They're okay. I've listened to them a couple of times. They're okay. I have no issues with Florida. And let's see, we're at 17, the Calgary Flames. John Abbott, Kelly Hrudey, the old goalie, also Greg Millen on analysis.
Kelly Hrudey's in Calgary?
Yeah, he's doing Calgary games.
Is he really?
Really good.
He's the TSN guy. Like, so he does like, Elliot Friedman talks about him all the time on 32 Thoughts.
St. Louis Blues, John Kelly and Jamie Rivers. So you want to hear something really weird? Right? My children, I have 2 children, and their names are last names of 2 of these guys that I've read.
Really?
Sawyer and River. Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Let's
kids
see.
Weird fucking names, huh?
I mean, weird. I don't know. Is River a weird name?
I'm just busting your balls.
What are your kids' names?
Well, they were Elizabeth and Palmer until they both are trans, so they now changed their names to Barrett and Charlie.
I like Palmer. That's a cool name, dude.
Yeah, I know. But
well,
she wants to be called Charlie now, so I'm not one to argue. It's her life to live. So
whatever she wants to be called, right?
Exactly.
Number 15, the Edmonton Oilers, Jack Michaels and Louis DeBrusque. Louis DeBrusque doing Edmonton?
Yeah, his son, it's Jake DeBrusque's dad.
Yeah. Number 14, Montreal, Brian Mudryk, Mike Johnson, also Craig Button and Frankie Corrado. That's a great team right there. Like, Brian.
Yeah,
Mike
Frankie
Johnson's,
Corrado's good.
Yeah, Craig Button, Mike Johnson. Those guys are all great. How's Montreal only 14?
Was that the French? Who does the French?
I didn't read it.
Because anytime you listen to like the French
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I one time listened to a Devils game for whatever reason. ESPN Plus only had the Spanish language feed, and it was electric. Like, it was one of
It was awesome,
the
right?
most incredible calls I've ever heard. And I was like, I could get used to this. Like, I'm sorry to my 8th grade Spanish teacher that I didn't understand a fucking word that they were saying, but it was unbelievable.
All right, number 13, Tampa Bay Lightning. Dave Randorf and Brian Engblom. So Engblom is still doing this shit, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was big on the national games back in the late 90s, 2000s.
Tampa's not a bad place to retire and call Lightning games.
No, Tampa's a cool city. Not a fan of Florida, but Tampa's a cool city.
Yeah.
Number 12, what's that?
Good strip clubs.
I haven't been to any, but I bet they are good. Number 12 is San Jose. Randy Hahn, Drew Remenda, also Scott Hannon, Jamal Mayers, Jason Demers, and Alex Stalock. That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people. It's a big crew.
The birds are like, I just hear them all in my head.
Can you hear the birds?
Oh, yeah, I can hear them. I like it.
Peaceful. It's very peaceful, right?
It is. Philadelphia Flyers, Jim Jackson, Brian Boucher. Brian Boucher also does the national games.
Yeah, I like Bush. I like Bush, yeah.
Very good. And you could tell, like, I think he dislikes Eddie Olczyk as much as I do.
I scored a goal on Bush.
You did?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, 1995, Hockey Night Boston.
All right, number 10. We're in the top 10 now. Vancouver Canucks. John Shorthouse, Dave Tomlinson, also Ray Ferrara on analysis. Ray's great. We all see him on the national. He's great. He knows his shit. He's always on top of stuff. Really like Ray Ferrara.
So this when Ottinger got pulled and Ray they didn't have the divider between them. Ray's literally standing right next to him when he got pulled. Like that was one of the funniest things. So one of my favorite hockey shows that I listened to, What Chaos. One of the hosts, Pete Blackburn, posted a picture of Ray sitting next to him, and Pete's really fucking funny and made some like funny comment about it. So, and listening to the show, like I know Pete's been talking about, he's like, I really want to have Ray Ferrara on the show. So it's like, all right. So I replied to his tweet. I was like, hey, Ray Ferrara, you should go on the What Chaos show. And then like 4 days later, I'm listening at Monday, and Pete Blackburn's like, hey, credit to Twitter user Tim Wood who said Ray should watch the show, should be on the show because we have Ray on the show today. I was like, holy shit, that worked.
Yeah, so you never thought to say, Ray, why don't you come on the Uncle Pucker show?
Yeah, for like all 40 of our viewers.
It doesn't matter.
Ray's a Ranger. Fuck that.
No, you get him on. Bobby ever tell you the story about?
No, I also busted Ray's balls once because he kept mispronouncing Heisher. And Ray DM'd me. He was like, I'm sorry. He's like, it's a really hard name to say. I don't know why I can't get it right. Like,
he had a brother, right? That played?
Yeah, twin brother. Yeah. Ray's married to Cami Granado.
Yeah.
Who's probably the best women's U.S. hockey player of all time.
Did Bobby ever tell you
I just saw this what Steve Engel said. Steve Engel talks like this.
Well, one day puberty will come.
One day your nut will drop.
Did Bobby ever tell you the story? I don't know if I think we might have told it on the show. We were up at the Providence Bruins game. This had to be probably Bobby went to school in Providence after high school, so we would go up there all the time. So let's say like I don't know, 95.
Did you go to Brown or did you go to Providence?
No, I went to Johnson and Wales.
Oh,
it's a Johnson Wales Business School in Providence. So we would go up there all the time, and I'll be 49 in a week. Oh man! Happy birthday, Steven.
Still have time.
Welcome to the 49 Club. It's fun. I'll be here for another few months. Anyway, so we're at the game, and it's it's the Providence Bruins versus the Bennington Rangers, and both Ray and his twin brother are playing for the Bennington Rangers, and huge fights everywhere, right? And there was a huge brawl that breaks out. This was classic because after they get done with all the fights and everything, there's on the boards, it's splattered with blood everywhere. And the ad was for like Providence Medical Center, and it was just covered in blood. So I thought, apparently, I don't necessarily remember all of this, but apparently during some of the scrums, I was pretty tuned up. And I kept screaming, "Kill the Ferraros! Kill the Ferraros!" And I kept screaming at the top of my lungs. Like everybody was cracking up and yelling because we all hated the Rangers. So yeah, that was but I could tell Ray that story. Get him on the show.
All right. I'll DM him and see. We need to get some Devils people in the Devils universe. We should get fucking Bill Spaulding on to defend himself after this awful announcement.
I agree. There are a couple of old Devils. Like I was talking to Jim Dowd. He told me. Excellent question. And it's crazy that she's absolutely, you're 100% right. She's completely married down. She did. She's a fantastic person. Like it would not be any type of father or man that I am without my wife. I'll tell you
Chris is a tripod.
No, not even. I mean, I've been told it's cute. I mean, I don't know what that means.
Adorable.
It's nice. No, my wife's fantastic.
Super gay.
Yeah. Let's see. Number 9 is the Chicago Blackhawks. Rick Ball and Darren Pang. Panger blows.
Yeah, fuck that little midget. Even you and I can call him a midget.
Yes. Yeah. I know you're kidding, dude. I'm not, Steven. I know you're kidding. I would never take that personally, bro.
Panger, thank you for letting John McClane score on you, by the way.
You think he let him?
No, I don't think it was just really short.
Yes, it was just Darren Pang. Darren Panger let everybody score on him.
Darren Pang is 5'5". Can you believe that there was an NHL goaltender that was 5'5"?
Well, Chris Terreri probably wasn't much taller,
Chris
right?
5'10".
Was he 5'10"?
Yeah.
But anyway, I was saying real quick.
Huge.
Right, compared to Panger. Jim Dowd said guys like Chorsky, they'll come on the show. Like you got to reach out to them. Al Boline was another one he said would come on the show. Sean Chambers, he said, would come on the show. He's like, just reach out to those guys. They'll come on. He's like, I'm telling you. I'm leaving that to you now because I completely forgot about it till just now.
That's my job. Great.
Yeah, reach out to Sean Chambers. Number 8, the New York Islanders, Brendan Burke and Butch Goring. I listen to a lot of Islander games. I don't hate Brendan Burke. Butch Goring's voice gets annoying, but he's not bad. I guess.
Which is the same guy as Ken Danica.
Yes.
Like how? Yes. Like how is this? It's not fair. And it's the Islanders. Like honestly, if the Islanders didn't have the first overall draft pick this year, I would have forgotten that they existed.
I have a feeling I know who number 1 is. I didn't go through this. I stopped at the Devils, but as I'm going and I'm down at number 7,
I know who it is. I know exactly who it is.
So you didn't read it either?
No, I didn't read it either. I just saw the Devils for 28. I was like,
I think we all know who number 1 is. But anyway, we'll get to that one. Number 7 is the Ottawa Senators. Gord Miller, Jamie McLennan, he was a goalie, right? Also,
I believe so.
Yeah, Matt Cullen and Kenzie Lalonde on play-by-play, and Mike Johnson on analysis. So Mike Johnson just does every Canadian team, I guess. He just
or is it different Mike Johnson?
No, it's the same Mike Johnson. He does games for Ottawa, Montreal, Toronto. He does all of them. Toronto Maple Leafs.
Cheap next. Canadian company.
Chris Cuthbert, Craig Simpson. I used to love Craig Simpson.
Yep.
On Sportsnet, and Gord Miller and Mike Johnson on TSN.
Really?
Yep. I tell you, Mike Johnson.
I had no idea. I'm gonna have to look this guy up. I'm not even sure I know what he looks like. I don't think I could pick him out of a crowd.
Mike Johnson has kind of pointy features a little bit, like kind of a thinnish face with like pointier nose and like normal brown hair. It looks like an average businessman. It actually looks more like a dorky businessman than he does a hockey player.
Like a guy that like he'd be like, "Can you please?" April 14th, like, please do my taxes.
Yeah, exactly. You would go to him to do your taxes, but he's extremely knowledgeable about the game. He played for Tampa. He played in Toronto, I think, for a little while.
I know that. I know the name. Just couldn't.
And then we got the Dallas Stars coming in at 5. Josh Bogorod and Daryl Razor Ruff. I don't know these guys at all. Okay.
His number nickname 4. Is in quotes.
Razor is in quotes, yeah. Number 4, the Washington.
Anson Carter being like, "Hey, it's Ace here." It's like, who gave you that nickname? He's like, "What?"
Yeah. All questions have to be submitted in the form of writing, please.
Hey, Ace, it's Bones, it's Ace. It's
what
Bones.
about?
Hey, it's Ace here, Ace.
What about Biznat? You know, Biz
Hey,
Nasty.
Biz.
Like
Hey,
you
Biz.
give
What do you think?
give yourself Biz Nasty. That's the nickname. Nobody should ever give yourself a fucking nickname.
No, you're not allowed to give yourself a
You're
nickname.
not allowed to give yourself a nickname.
Yeah. Hey, Biz. It's Ace. Ace. It's Biz. Hey, Bones. What do you think about what Ace said to Biz?
Who else? What other nicknames are there for those? Which one was Bones?
Rick Bonus.
Rick Bonus.
Rick
Bonus. Sure.
Yeah, Hank.
Yeah, Hank
And then
is Lundqvist.
Liam's like,
I'm just Liam. What? Oh God, what the hell's the other old guy?
Army.
No, the other old coach.
Berube. There's Berube,
No.
who's
He coached the Minnesota Wild. He coached the Washington Capitals.
coached
the Anaheim Ducks.
Bruce Boudreau.
Bruce Boudreau, right? Was that Bones? Is that what you're saying?
No. It's a different guy.
Oh, okay.
Bruce Boudreau is a national treasure. I will not hear any Bruce Boudreau slander.
Nope, you're not going to hear any from me.
Living in this area, so once we get to number 1, we can talk about it.
Number 4, Washington Capitals.
Yeah.
Joe Beninati and Craig Laughlin. I've listened.
Very good.
I don't like Craig Laughlin. Not a big fan of him.
I think he has cancer, so.
That's terrible. Now I feel bad.
So,
I said that. He should be number 1.
Number 1 in our hearts. Number 1 in our programs. Bruce Boudreau on the local Capitals station. He does a lot of work for them.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
He does like local commercials on Monumental Sports. That's the network down here. His local commercials are fucking incredible. They should be like people like they're so dumb. But like he does commercials for like windows and siding companies.
Right.
Like he's like sitting around playing poker with like the Capitals mascot and like someone else. He's like, I'm going all in. And then it's like, go all in on your windows. And it's like, how do you make that connection? Like, what the fuck? Like, who's
I got to go on YouTube and watch these.
Yeah, they're hilarious. They're absolutely hilarious.
We're down to number 3, the Detroit Red Wings. Ken Daniels and Mickey Redmond. Is Jackie Redmond related to Mickey Redmond?
I don't know.
What do you think of Jackie Redmond?
I could look at her all day.
I don't know if
she's a wrestling girl too. So
yeah, she's on Raw. She's very good.
Yes, I'm with you on that. I know where you're getting at.
Well, let me put it this way. Like
I think she is. I think she is. Yes,
she's very attractive. But like, is she like
for the world? Yes.
Yeah, and I hear people like, "Oh, dude, she's so drop dead gorgeous." And I'm like, I see that sometimes, but I just don't know if she's drop dead gorgeous. Like, she's very attractive. I don't know. Kind of how I am with Rachel.
Like that Seinfeld episode.
Which one?
Where
I was never a big Seinfeld guy.
Jerry dates the girl that's like she's like attractive in some light and like horrible looking in other light, and he's
a little bit like that. Yes, the one I
like
always remember
when she's doing like Raw and stuff like you and the shit she wears, you're kind of like hell yeah.
Yes, and but like the hockey stuff, she's good.
She's got a little. And I don't want to associate her with this, but it's kind of where my mind goes is the sort of Mar-a-Lago plasticness to her.
Yes, and if you look closely, her eyes are very far apart. She's got like an Uma Thurman thing going on.
I had a buddy whose eyes are very far apart, and he was dating.
Did you call him Hammerhead Shark?
No, I did not. He was dating a girl whose eyes were very close together.
Well, that's great. They had a normal
and she didn't like when I asked if their kids are going to have eyes that are normal distance.
Right.
Like,
one's going to be right next to the nose, and the other one.
Yeah.
Or it can go the other way. You can have one really close and one really far away. That would really fuck you up.
Her eyes, they were so close together. They're like right there.
Ooh, I don't like that. That's fucking freaky out. That freaks me out. Like, that's beady little eyes way too close together. I don't like it. Number 2 on this.
So off topic. Right.
Number 2 on this list, and this is how when I read who this is, and I read the team, and then I read the announcers, then why this list is complete and utter bullshit will be obvious. The Seattle Kraken, John Forsland, JT Brown, also Everett Fitzhugh on play-by-play, and Eddie Olczyk.
He does the Kraken. I had no idea.
So does whatchamacallit, the chick, I can't stand her. The big Ranger fan that hate Linda Cohn.
Linda Cohn. Really?
She does Kraken. Yeah,
I
she
didn't
works
know
at the
that.
Kraken. She does like, I don't know if she does like.
What was that guy's Emmett Fitzhume? Isn't that like a made up name in Fletch?
Everett Fitzhugh.
Doesn't Fletch like introduce himself with like that as a made up name?
I'm Everett Fitzhugh,
I'm
play-by-play
Everett Fitzhugh.
guy of the Seattle Kraken.
Don't take that tag off that mattress.
You know what I hate about Linda Cohn, other than like in 1994, she was all over ESPN. And every time that she could do a drive-by on the Devils, she would, because she's a Ranger fan.
Mm-hmm.
She was the first sports announcer that ever, like, because they were, they're always supposed to be, non-biased and neutral, and she was so biased. Like, it was, and I was listening to something like, I don't know, 6 months ago on XM, and they had her on one of the shows, and somehow the conversation got to, and I'm like, I can't stand this woman. Like, for 5 friggin' years, all she did was shit talk the Devils on every possible station or radio she was on. She would always shit talk them, but I haven't heard her in 20 years, whatever, big deal. So that's I'm like,
sorry, Steve Engel. That's what it's from. It's from Spies Like
Us.
Spy. Yeah, there you go. Hell yeah.
Wow, Steve.
That's deep pull. Thank you, Steven.
That's impressive. So I'm like, okay, I'll give her a listen. Somehow it got to goalies, and this chick, she friggin' goes, well, I've said it, Patrick Waugh, the greatest goalie of all time. Sorry, Devil fans. Like, I'm like, you fucking bitch. Like, 20 years later, you still got to, like, take a drive-by on Devil fans just because you're a friggin' Rain. I can't stand her. I'm over it. Number one. We all know who number one is. The New York Rangers. Sam Rosen and Joe Micheletti. Also, Kenny Albert, the new play-by-play guy for the New York Rangers. I hate Kenny Albert.
That was a really good impression. I'm not going to lie.
So, Sam Rosen, Joe Micheletti, Kenny Albert. The only one worth a shit is Joe Micheletti. Are you gonna defend Sam Rosen because he's retired?
No. It's a power play goal. I'm not even gonna try to do an impression because you just fucking nailed that Kenny Albert so well. Like,
Kenny Albert's their new play-by-play guy. I'm gonna be doing that for the next 20 years. You kidding me?
Have you ever considered doing some sort of radio shit? Because you would have been great in like the 50s in radio, because you could do like 8 different voices.
I love that. Yeah,
you missed your calling. You could be like, hello,
with little shoes. Yeah. Stupid. Rigby, that was me.
I thought that was you for a second.
It was me. I knocked and my dog freaked out. Rigby, it's me. Come here. Come on. There's nobody there. It's okay, buddy. It's okay. Nobody's there. Woke the puppy up and everything.
You would make a dog bark. Holy shit.
But we do when Tony would do his news, and we had the soundbite, which I actually have to pull off the other thing and have Bobby make the video. Yeah, and it's I do the old timey voice. I was like, it's news of the day with Tony A. Like, whatever. Sports coming of it.
You missed your calling. You could do like local New Jersey cable access game show hosting.
Well, I got you guys. This is all I like to do. Like to do my little show.
It's like Good Morning Vietnam, where it's like, we got a truck jackknifed on the I-45.
Yeah, there you go.
There's manure everywhere. It's a terrible scene.
God, a real shitty scene. Yeah, Rosen can barely form a sentence. I agree. I told you the one time he stumbled all over himself when they were playing the Winnipeg Jets, and he had to say Shesterkin, Scheifele, and shot in the same sentence, and I thought he was going to have a stroke.
He absolutely has like a fifth of wild turkey sitting under his desk, doesn't he? He's got to. He's like, by the end of it, he's like,
to watch the Rangers every night? Fuck yeah. Are you kidding me?
It's a power play goal.
It's a power play goal. Ugh, I hate them.
Fuck them.
But
anyway,
actually,
so this whole list, our boys were wildly disrespected.
Big time.
I get it. Bill is coming to his own. Rachel's coming to her own. Danico is mashed potatoes for brains. But if you talk badly about Danico, I will fucking find you, and I will respect Sal to the end of the earth. Even with like the analytic stuff that Sal does, that everybody's like, I don't understand what this shit means. Like,
here's the question though.
yes.
We all knew that Sam Rosen was going to be number one. Sam Rosen's got the longest tenure of any of these guys on play-by-play, and he's a legend. He's a New York legend.
Yes.
So if our play-by-play guy was still Doc Emmerich, who's number one?
That's the gold. Like, that's what's unfair to Bill. It's like, it's Emmerich. Like, fuck Cangelosi. Like,
Yeah, Cangelosi don't even count.
Yeah, Doc Emmerich is the guy.
The man. Nobody better. He was on I heard him on an interview recently. He's into like dogs and stuff now, like I guess like things like Westminster dog shows and shit, I think, something of that nature. He's enjoying his life.
Like calling him, or he's like parading around like
No. I think he has a few dogs that he shows and stuff. Like he's so I don't think he calls the thing. You know, you imagine that? The golden retriever just pissed all over the carpet.
He pitched it, forked it out to center ice. That dog, that's right where Mark Messier ruined my career.
Oh, that dog just pooped on a chink in the boards. Why don't we lay off the Asians, Lou? All right. Anyway, I gotta say though that Doc Emmerich, by far the greatest play-by-play guy of all time.
Of course,
and
yes.
Bill Spalding is so good. I think Spalding is fantastic. I really do.
He builds to the moment. He sees it when it's coming, and he lets it breathe when it needs to. He'll. There it is, waffle boarded. Love it.
Yep, that's it. By the Dalmatian.
Didn't see that coming from the Dalmatian.
I love it. And Spalding has also done a really good job of kind of making, especially after his second year now. Well, this was the third year of making it his own, having his own little catchphrases and stuff. Like I never really heard play-by-play guys saying he was dispossessed by the puck, and Spalding made that his own and kind of his one little line that he's trying to get over, the leather larceny. He was really trying.
Trying to make that work.
It's got some legs, I guess. It could work,
I like, and I listen to Game Notes, which is the offshoot of Spittin' Chicklets, which is Matt Murley and Colby Armstrong.
Okay.
And Matt Murley calls the crease, he calls it the mixer.
Yeah.
And I just like that as an analogy for what it is. Got to get the puck to the mixer.
Yeah.
And Bill calls it the mixers. Like I remember the first time he said it, I was like,
Careful.
Heard it. That's the mixer. I know. I almost lost a wine glass there.
Yeah, Bill does a good job. They were wildly, I think, unfairly. 8? That's not just. It's mostly because of Danico, probably. Because if you're not a Devil fan, I think he could probably annoy you.
I also like how Bill is pretty active on Twitter, mixes it up with people every now and then, and
yes,
it's fun. It's like very disrespectful.
Okay.
28 out of 31, but someone had to land somewhere, and we're not a huge market. It's fine. It happens.
And since we're getting a little later in the show, we're moving on to an hour, and we're going to be wrapping it up soon. And we spent the majority of it talking about these announcers, which was fun. I'll ask this question to you guys listening and to you, Tim. If you had to replace Ken Danico with any former Devil, who would you replace him with? I have my answer, but I'm going to see if anybody else answers the same. To me, there's only one guy, and he doesn't do any radio.
He's not an announcer or radio or anything like that.
But any time that he has been with the guys on the broadcast, he has been fantastic. And there's only one guy, and in Tholen 21 nailed it. It's Scott Gomez. Scott Gomez would be the best color guy. I would even put him in the booth with Danico and Spalding. I think those two together would be amazing.
Anytime Gomez is on like a national broadcast podcast interview, like his interviews are electric. Yeah. Like he is so fucking funny. So he was coaching in Europe. Did you know that? He was
coaching.
He just got a new job coaching the Chicago Steel of the AHL.
He's in the USCHL now?
Or USHL,
USHL,
the Chicago team in the USHL, which is
with the ECHL.
The USHL. So it's
but I thought he was originally with.
No, he was in the EIHL, which is which is England. That's the league that guy got his cut his neck.
Terrible.
Yeah. So funny story about Scott Gomez. So when I lived in Manhattan, I used to get my weed delivered by a guy on a bike. It's called from a place called the Cartoon Network. They, give you the little vials of it, $50, great deal. Call them, they'd be there in half an hour. It was great. Came home once, found my wife playing Monopoly with the fucking delivery guy on the floor, stoned out of their minds. Anyway,
one time you only found her playing Monopoly with the delivery guy.
Yeah, that's what they were doing. It wasn't a euphemism. But
like they were playing
one time I called them and like usually they're pretty quick, like half an hour, right? And it's like took an hour. I was like, all right. Took an hour and a half. I called him back. I was like, hey, what's going on? They're like, guy's still on his way. 2 hours, 2.5, 3 hours. I was like, what the fuck? Like, where's this guy? Like, is he coming or not? The delivery guy wound up calling me because it was the same delivery guy who always came to me, like Bobby Bicycle. That's what I called him. He was the one that was playing Monopoly with my wife. Bobby was like, hey, sorry. Scott Gomez bought every single thing that I had.
Nice.
And I was like,
nice.
What do you mean? He's like, yeah, the guy who plays for the Rangers, because he was on the Rangers at the time. He's like, yeah, he just bought everything from me, so I don't have anything else. So I had to go back to Brooklyn and load back up to get back out to you. I was like,
somebody told me, and I'm not going to say who said it, but I will say it was an extremely reliable source, and it was a former New Jersey Devil player that did tell me that Jimmy Vesey loves blow, that this dude does fucking coke constantly. I'm thinking probably most dudes do, right? Like, I mean, I would see most of these younger guys.
There's a famous picture, or not a famous, a picture that circulates around Twitter every now and then of Austin Matthews with like a glass table in front of him. And there's like poorly wiped away powder. There's like Taylor Hall rumors like that he was a cokehead.
Taylor Hall should definitely probably, like, I don't know, get into coke dealing or something, because he definitely don't give a shit about playing hockey anymore. This dude was so non-existent in these playoffs.
Man, I mean, honestly, and
we talked about possibly getting him. Like, yeah, I'd be happy with Taylor Hall coming back.
And that's the thing. It's like, we're not at the point, not to bring it back to the Devils, but we're not at the point where we need to totally sell out to try and win a cup, which is what Dallas did. We were just talking about Dallas being fucking so fucked. Here are some other teams with like shitty cap situations. The Washington Capitals have less than 10 million. The New York Rangers have less than 9 million. Montreal has 6 million, but they're going to be able to put Carey Price back on LTIR, which will add 10 million to that. Seattle is 19 million
for Carey Price. Jesus.
I know. Like, this is the last year the Devils have the Kovalchuk penalty on the books.
Thank you, Lou.
Vegas has 9 million.
They're in trouble.
Colorado 9 million. Dallas, we talked about. St. Louis, 5 million. So like there are teams that kind of have some issues to deal with. Edmonton, they have 12 million, but they're probably going to have to give Bouchard about 10.
And what about McDavid? They're going to have to give him 25% of the team.
Well, David is under contract next year, but is extension eligible for the year.
I don't know why I thought he was a UFA.
No, the 26. Like, if you look at the 2026 UFA list, it's insane, but it's mostly because of McDavid.
Right.
But I don't think we should be going after Marner. Like that just seems duplicative to what we already have.
But there's one guy on these teams that you mentioned that are in cap hell right now. And we were talking earlier about why would Dallas even entertain moving Jason Robertson, because of their less than $5 million in cap room for next year. And you have to open that up. But there's another team there, another guy I'm super interested in, and that's Jordan Kyrou. Could you possibly pry him out of St. Louis?
Yeah.
I mean, he talk about a guy for Jack and Brat to play with.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean,
Like I
would be
wouldn't.
awesome.
Kyra's nasty, and he's big, and he's fast, and he's mean. Like he's a
Just
really
don't
good
boo him in
player.
his home building because he cries like a big baby.
That's my coach. That's my coach. Oh, my coach. That's my chief.
God. But now he can come here and he could beat Craig Berube 3 times a year.
There you go.
I like it.
Yeah, I'm trying to look who else. Like Seattle has 19 million. I don't know what the fuck Seattle's gonna do. Like they just seem like they're kind of permanently like irrelevant.
Yeah, they had that
Like,
pop-up year, and they made
beat
some
Colorado.
moves.
They beat Colorado. They made one, like Chandler Stevenson. That free agent deal was awful.
And then signed Brandon Montour last year. That was big.
Yeah.
You know, they hired the new coach who I think they already fired. Did they already fire?
Lane Lambert.
No, the guy that was coaching. Didn't they hire the guy that was coaching the Coachella Firebirds?
They fired him.
They fired him. So they fired her too, Jessica Campbell.
I don't think she got fired. I think she's still on the staff.
Okay.
I don't know.
Dave something.
It was the old Penguins coach who won a couple of Penguins.
Dave or Dan something. It doesn't matter.
Samsonite?
Doesn't matter. It was Samsonite.
You were way off. Yeah, Samson, you're way off. Vancouver only has 14 million. There's a guy there that seems pretty interesting.
Yeah, you could dump 7 million right now.
There you go. There's our answer. It's just fascinating how this offseason is gonna play out. Like the Quinn thing. Like if that happens, that changes everything. It changes our whole parameters. But I think you're right about what's going to happen is that Palat will still be here and Hala and Mercer won't be.
Yeah.
And I think that's that's eventually what we're gonna be. And I'm fine with that. Like I think that'll be okay. Like Palat, he's getting paid too much for what he brings, but whatever,
as long as he's not playing in the top 6. Like that's the other thing too. Like I'm okay with Palat if Palat is slotted as a 3rd line winger and that's where he stays and he never moves. Like I'm fine with that. I just the idea of having
with Jack healthy, Brat taking another step, if he's on that line again, which we may be going to the training camp with Palat, Jack, and Brat. I just want to say that. He could put up 20, 25 goals again. He did have 15 goals. Yeah. I still don't think it's worth it, but
no, it's not. It's not worth it, and it would be a mistake. And Engel, yes, I agree with that 100%. That Luke would get 8 by 8.5. I think that's the number.
I think that's the number. That's the what's his name in Minnesota. Faber got that, and Jake Sanderson. So I think that's kind of where his number is. But I can also see a world where the Devils approach Luke and are like, "Hey, we're really cap strapped this year."
Bridge deal, is that what you're talking?
3 years, $5 million, so we can afford a little bit more this year.
I think the only way that would fly is if you tell him to do this. We're going to now make a move, and we have to free up money to get Quinn here, but we can only get you to a 3 by 5 for the next 3 years. But we'll take care of you after next year when our salary will extend you ASAP.
What does Luke need money for? His brother makes $8 million that he lives with. His other brother makes $8 million that he's going to live with.
Live with his brothers. I'm sure he wants to have his own life.
Are we sure about that? They bought they built the house together on the lake in Michigan that they all lived together with.
Just Quinn and Jack. They didn't invite Luke because he didn't have any money.
But Luke lives on like the couch.
I know. They gave Luke a couch. Yeah. It's like when you start making some money.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, their dad's the agent.
Well, they technically have someone else as the agent, but their dad, Jim, works for that agency in player development.
They're a great family, man. They really are. They're all good kids.
They're an incredible family. I would love to have
trouble. Yeah, they don't get in any trouble. They don't talk shit. I mean, Jack is a little cocky, but okay, I want him to be a little cocky.
He's nasty. We yell at these players when they don't show personality. Then when they do, we're like, don't do that. And it's like, what the fuck do you want? least it's not. Who's the fucking wide receiver that was just giving coke to women on a boat?
Stephon Diggs.
Yeah. See, you knew exactly what I was talking about.
Stephon
But it's like,
Diggs.
you see Jack Hughes doing that shit. You do
No.
not. You
Nope.
see him working out, playing hockey, and on a wakeboard. And I'm
Yeah.
frozen again.
And in the waiting room of orthopedic surgeons.
Yeah,
That's where we see Jack Hughes. But actually, we're going to wrap this thing up a little bit. We're going to so much more shit to talk about too, and we kind of got off the rails today, but that's all right. We'll do another show sometime.
This week. we gotta get to our snake draft. I have a whole list of long songs, which is going to be so. That's our next snake draft. Is we're going to do.
There's one rule though, right?
What?
You cannot pick American Pie by Don McLean.
I don't know, Chris. I make the rules here. You
Just
cannot pick. You cannot pick.
Anyone picks that song, I will no longer respect you ever.
Chris is going to put me in timeout if I pick that song. So,
what's the parameters?
You cannot. Long song. We generally know
5 minutes.
No, but I'm not going to say it's over 5 minutes, 15 seconds. We all know the good long songs. If there are 4 of us that are on, I think we can get through 12 where we know that. Half of them are on And Justice for All anyway.
As long as like I said, no American Pie. There's another one that
no American Pie. Okay, fine. The rule, no American Pie. I agree with that. It's not even on my list.
There's another song that I will also that is in that long song category that people always love and listen to. I'm not going to say it because I'm going to wait to see if somebody picks it, and I know probably Bobby will, and I will lose more respect for him when it happens.
Is it from that movie? What's it?
No, it's not from a movie. It's not from a movie. I'll text you off air. I'll let you know. I'll let you know what it is. But
I have my list. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 songs on my list. One of them is from your least favorite band.
YYZ.
No.
I don't know any other Rush songs. Sorry. Is that who you're talking about, Rush?
Yeah. Of course, I'm talking about Rush.
And so, let's try to do this. Like, we'll try and get back Thursday night. We're with you, dude. Steven, he's like, wrap this shit up. I need a shower. Shower because he's dirty from listening to this shit.
Seriously.
Were you just mowing your lawn?
You go jerk off thinking about Rachel.
No, he likes.
By the way,
he likes Rachel.
10% off Tim Puckers at Jurgens.com.
Just keyword Tim Pucker. Thursday night we'll try and get together. We'll do the snake draft for the longest song. We will do a Devil You Know, and hopefully Tony's got some news because that's always a ton of fun. And we'll do that on Thursday, and we will be back to also talk about. There's a hockey game tomorrow, which we didn't even mention, but we'll talk more about that as well. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us. It's always fun hanging out with you guys. Thank you so much. Subscribe, hit the alert bell on the YouTube channel. Wherever you're listening to us, a 5-star review, all the other bullshit. We are the Uncle Puckers, and we'll see you when we see you.
Hey, by the way, that number 1 ranking doesn't include you, Valakay, you fucking loser.
That's right. It didn't include him. No. He sucks.
He sucks.
It's over, Johnny. It's over.
You there, Tim?